Beautiful day out to work on the Meep Mopar Jeep. We've got a Redneck Ram package. We're going to do a little unboxing and get a nice quick little install and also clean up the steering that's already on the stock Super Duty axle. So should be fun. Let's do it. Okay, so some preface here on this Dodge Ram 1500. This was a farm truck, rebuilt transmission, billet internals, rebuilt transfer case. It had 213,000 miles when I bought it, maybe, and it doesn't have much more now. But either way, everything on it was pretty junk. Also, the front end was crashed. So, you know, who knows, you know, the standards that were gone into taking care of this. So, anywho, farm truck, high mileage. Steering box did not look like this. It was all greasy and slimy, so they obviously cleaned it. It gave a nice fresh paint job. Caps in the original ones, 2 lines right here. It's centered, so this is all super nice. Big sticker on the front of it. This looks really sweet. Here's how the Ram looks, super nice. 2 sets of tabs for your time joint, bolts, nuts, and then some 90s for the hoses if you need them. So really good kit, really quick. It took about a week and a half. That included shipping, so insanely fast for a rebuild and kit to get here, so I'm stoked. Anyways, we're gonna do the first step on this list, and that's gonna be installing the steering box and checking for clearances. So okay, so I manhandled that steering box up there. I also went ahead and replumbed the lines to the power steering pump on it. Might as well. Next step from our good old instructions is going to be mount the Ram on the axle, tack weld it into place on the axle, and then do some measuring knuckle to knuckle, full crank each side, measure, snap the next tab right in the middle of that, and then you weld everything in. So let's just say these links were mounted right here off a box. That kind of meets it halfway in order to keep everything parallel. We have 8 inches of travel leading right to this inner edge of the diff cover. So it looks like I'm not gonna have to mount to that old leaf spring hanger. I can actually just fit it right here. So I'm gonna build a box that comes out of that. All right, so the distance between the tie rod and the axle tube is 5.5 inches. And if I want the mount to sit not quite right on top of the tie rod, but a little further back, I'm gonna go ahead and make a mount that comes 3 inches off the axle tube. The Ram gussets themselves are 2 inches, so that'll give me a 5-inch differential from the axle tube and allow a 1/2 inch for that Ram to sit backwards 1/2 inch. You know, that's just in case the tie rod takes a beating and I don't want to hurt the Ram. But I will preface this, I am gonna go high steer on this axle eventually, and then also DOM links for both the drag link and the tie rod. So this is a temporary for now until I go high steer, so it's not gonna be here permanently, so I don't really care if it's not in the most ideal solution. So this is some 1/4 inch, 4-inch angle iron. I used this steel to fix my neighbor's bat wing in that one short video I released. So this is just leftover scrap. Gonna go ahead and start plasma cutting these out, and axle tube's gonna mount right here, and then the top and bottom, and then I'll use it.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, 'cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You you never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low.
Box being super hot, that's how it looks on top of the axle. Obviously it's going to be rotated 90 degrees. I will zap that to the axle, tack it in place for now, and then tack the ram in place, and we'll start doing some measurements. Okay, so we ended up swapping the recentered Humvee beadlocks for the regular beadlocks because we needed the back spacing. That way we could get max turn on both sides. On the normal Humvee tires, you were hitting the leaf springs on the inner side on full crank, so that's why those are there. I'm going to swap the back too eventually. As you can see, plenty of clearance here. In any case, the next step from our nice little step book is to go full crank both sides, mark down exactly where the mount is, full crank. So full crank to the driver, mounts right there. Full crank to the passenger is this line. So that's about a little over 1/4 inch gap. With that being said, that's perfectly in spec to what they expect. So now all you do is weld in the mount exactly halfway between those two lines. All right, so we've got everything in place. Let me try and get a wide enough angle. If we go full crank this way, we've got plenty of clearance. All right, if we come full crank driver, you can see we're still hitting the diff cover. So I'm gonna need this mount to come further out on the tie rod. So I'm gonna move that mount and then retest. Okay, so we're full crank passenger and we clear everything. Let's go full crank driver and we're good. I made that gap kind of as small as I needed to. That way the ram stays perfectly parallel to the tie rod. So we're gonna call that good. I think that'll work perfectly fine for our application. Last step for fitment here is gonna be drag link. So my drag link does not fit with the ram where it's placed, and that is totally my fault. It's a little handmade drag link, kind of just designed to move it around the yard while I was moving out of the Army. So that's no longer gonna take place. I'm gonna build a whole new one and fix that. And I got a little bit of a crazy design I'm gonna do on this. Since I'm not going high steer quite yet, I'm gonna build a jut off the tie rod end on this side, do a little drag link only high steer. Should be pretty funky, but with the hydraulic assist, I shouldn't run into any steering issues. So we'll see. All right, so you see where I chopped my rear bumper on the 88 Crawler Samurai? Those ends are what I'm gonna use to make my extended high steer for the drag link. Also, I re-welded the ram mounts with a couple stacks. That thing's not going anywhere. In any case, next time you see it, I promise you will be the final shot. All right, so we're in a freshly mowed field. You know what that means. As is tradition, it's hot as shit out. So you got me finished in this video in my bathing suit. So deal with it. It's called owning property. Do whatever you want, right? In any case, here is the Meep. She's looking pretty. I went ahead and painted everything else black. I feel like the red was just too much. White cage, black everything else. Hand painted wheels looking fresh. But here's how the Meep's looking. It's coming along quite nicely, if I do say so myself. Now let's take a look at this video's project, the Redneck Ram Hydro Assist Kit. So, I did redneck this one up quite a bit. This is not the proper way to go high steer, or probably the proper way to use that tie rod, but we're gonna rock it till it breaks. It turns full crank both ways, has hydraulic pressure, can spin it with your finger. So again, this is a original 2001 F350 Super Duty tie rod. Came with these axles, Redneck Ram welded like quad pass into the tie rod. Coming around, we got a mount on the axle that's box quarter, and then on the tie rod as well, we've got a little elevation popping up, and then we have heim joint steering for drag link going right to the pitman arm. So everything works fine. One thing I am going to do is zip tie these hoses up out of the way, probably up to the frame somewhere, that way drag link never hits them. Other than that, it's looking pretty. Again, I really dig that white and black. I think it pops super well, and I think it gives it a really sinister look. So the Meep, and truthfully, you can't even tell it's a Ram 1500 anymore. People are just going to think it's a Jeep. There's not a lot of Ram 1500 left. So very cool, very fun. This video was fun to make. Redneck Ram, great company, super easy to work with. Takes like a week and a half to get the kit in the mail after you ship them your box. So really amazing company, can't say that enough. In any case, next video, we're doing bead locks on the 88 Samurai. I've done a few of these, and just like the other ones that I've already done, we're gonna be doing them on 6-lug Toyota axles with some stickies and some 15-inch steelies. So should be fun. 88 Sammy video coming up next. It is quite a hot and humid day. That's all I'm gonna say. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully the weather is a little more tolerable. Legacy Farms out.